Is the path that you set out to achieve in life keeping you stuck? I was listening to an interview earlier on with somebody from our organisation who trained 7.5 years to become a dentist. She'd gone and got her masters. It was her lifelong dream since being a schoolgirl to become a dentist. And her sister had become an online health and fitness coach, like I am, and she was seeing how her sister was having all these successes, helping transform other people's lives in our online fit clubs, not just their teeth, but their mental health, their physical health, and they were getting amazing results. And she, after 7.5 years, she thought there's something magnetic about this type of business. So she joined. She didn't do much in the first year. In fact, she gave a lot of her referrals because she got amazing results. She lost over 50 pounds herself. And a lot of people were asking her what she was doing to get those results. And those people went to her sister because this girl wasn't actually building her business at the time. Well, she's hit the highest ever possible. In fact, they've had to create a new rank to describe what she's achieved within the business. Now, you just imagine if she had decided that she'd invested 7.5 years, a lot of time, a lot of effort into becoming a dentist, and then deciding, because she'd invested so much time and energy into becoming a dentist, that she was going to stick with that. She would never, ever have seen the success. She would never have met the people that form part of our organisation. She would never have expanded her life like it's expanded. Yes, she may have been an amazing dentist, but it wouldn't have given the variety of freedoms that she'd have got by doing something in another organisation. And the reason I'm sharing that is because that's pretty much the line that happened to me too. I studied languages at school. I was always quite interested in business, although I'm not very good at maths. So I did French, German and economics, went to university. I then learnt Spanish. I love languages. I love different cultures. I think we're incredibly lucky to live in the UK because we have such a cultural country. And I was thinking about the diplomatic service. I went, first of all, started in television, then went into a translation company, then into a computer. I've been in all sorts of different types of roles I've had. And I then trained, once I had my I just had my babies, and I trained as a helicopter pilot. It's been a passion of mine for years and years and years. And I'm one of these people that says, I don't want to be lying on my deathbed regretting not having done something. I really don't want to. I'd rather have tried something and it not worked out than lying there thinking, I wish I'd given it a go. Because if I feel like that way now, I'm going to feel that way a whole lot more when I'm about to curl up my toes. And so I got my helicopter qualifications. I wanted to become an instructor. And because flying helicopters cost so much, I set up a company with 2 other pilots, and we were loaning out helicopters and creating an income that way. And then the Civil Aviation Authority, they changed their rules, which meant that all instructor pilots had to first get their commercial license, which just was, we lost so many instructors in the industry as a result of that, because it added about another £25,000 onto the bill. It took a huge amount of extra time to learn and to sit the exams and get all that rigmarole done. And essentially, they teach you how to fly a jumbo jet. And as a helicopter pilot, it's not an awful lot of use. Yes, you learn more about weather and systems and physics and that sort of thing, but you learn a lot of that when you're doing your pilot training in any case. And then I got divorced. And I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mum, which is why I then trained as a psychotherapist, as a massage therapist and a hypnotherapist after the flying ended. But I parked my helicopter qualifications for a while, purely because if I had pursued that career path, it would have meant that with the weather in England, you can get stranded so quickly. And I needed to be home to collect my kids from school. I couldn't be stuck in one remote part of the country because the weather had closed in and I wasn't able to fly back in time to collect them. So all in all, I decided to hang up my flying boots for a while. Well, that to do all that flying and to invest in that company had cost me an absolute fortune. And I could have been stubborn and I could have said, I'm going to keep doing it. I've already invested however many tens of thousands into this, nearer the 100,000. It was a lot. But it was more important for me to be a mum that was there for her kids. And I'm also a great believer that as one door shuts, another door opens. There are so many possibilities. There are endless possibilities out there, which is why I'm sharing this with you, because there are so many people that I come across that say, oh no, I've studied for this, or I've decided this is the career path I'm going to do. But it's not fulfilling their goals. It's not helping them earn the money they wanted. It's not giving them the time freedom they wanted. They say, I haven't got time to do this. Well, isn't that when you need to make a change so that you can create that time? I then did my psychotherapy, my massage therapy, my Reiki. I love it, my hypnotherapy, and I still run a therapy business from home. But I mean, it's only like 20% of what I do nowadays because most of the time is spent building my global team and helping people with their health and fitness goals. It's something that I never knew I'd find so many like-minded friends out there. I know people speak negatively about social media. I just think it's fantastic. And I'm a really private, introverted person, although you might not think I'm an introvert at all. I am. I'm an INFJ, if you've ever done the Myers-Briggs test. And I really need my own time. But that's the beauty of this business, because when I start working my business, my social media is off. I'm not there scrolling, looking through everybody's stuff. It's just like, nope. Once I finish my business, once I finish connecting with my people, my challenges in my online bootcamp, that's it, it goes off. So I have complete control over what I do on my social media account and how much time I spend on my social media. So I think that's another thought or fear of some people, is that, oh God, have I got to live on social media? No, just use it for your business. It's just like the phone. It gets put down. You can put it on the hook. And my idea of becoming a therapist was the fact that, again, I could work from home. I could work it around the children. Yeah, again, that's great. But I was only getting paid for the hours I was working, and there's no way of scaling it unless I created a lot of online courses, which is something I seriously considered doing. But again, I've then still got to create the courses. I've got to create the content. I've then still got to market those courses. Whereas being an online health and fitness coach, I don't have to be super fit. I just do the workouts. Some coaches in our organisation hate working out, but they still do it because they know it's good for them. But they vibe with people who also hate working out, but they kind of do it because they know they need to do it in order to be healthy and fit. And if you have this tendency to not be flexible, the only person that you're shooting in the foot is yourself. Because yeah, if you're happy doing what you're doing, then I mean, you may as well turn this off now. But if you're still watching, it probably suggests there's something in your life. You either want more time freedom, you want more financial freedom, you want a more uplifting community to work with, you want the chance of a career that prioritizes your own health and fitness as well. There are so many benefits of this. The only sort of drawback is the fact you are your own boss. So if you don't get the results, it's your fault. If you do get the results, that's your reward. But also, you know, to bear in mind that you're not alone. You're not a lone sailor on a vast ocean. Our teams are so supportive. We share all our resources. The success of this sort of business is built upon duplicatable systems, and we have some amazing duplicatable systems. Not necessarily our organisation. I'm encouraging you, if you're feeling stuck, if you're on that rat wheel of never having enough time for anything, except for coming home, turning on the television, eating dinner and collapsing to bed just to get up early the next day to go and repeat the same old soul-sucking stuff, look at your other options. There are so many different options out there. And yet it might mean doing something that has got nothing related to your qualifications or your previous work history. It might be that you've never ever had a job. It might be that you've been living on benefits and you're just so sick of waiting for that tiny check to come through every month that you actually want to create some kind of some self-esteem, some confidence in your own abilities, and you want to join an organization that's really going to help you build your business, but also build yourself as part of that process as well. So the reason for this is just always explore other avenues. If what you're doing is not ticking those boxes, remember that we do only have this one life, and you want to make it as valuable as you can. If you have kiddies that you want to be at home with, choose something that enables you to scale up, to create passive income, to create that time income, to create that financial freedom. Sorry, that time freedom and time income, time freedom and financial freedom. And yeah, just review what's out there. Social media is not a bad thing. It's just used by people at times who I think are pretty lost in their lives. And some negative people too. There are trolls out there. They're just sad people who like to be nasty to other people. But the great thing about that is there's the block button. You never even have to engage. I've been really lucky, not really had that happen to me. There are people out there that I know have had, whether you're on social media as a business, whether you're on social media just sharing your weekly picnic, whether you're on social media sharing the cutest photos of some puppies, there's always going to be people out there that just want to be nasty. If that ever happens, you have that block button. I think if you don't use social media a lot, there is always that fear of, what if people find out where I live? What if people see my car registration plate? What if? It's not going to happen. You know, people get worried about being hacked, the security. There's two-factor authentication. You just make sure that if you're ever doing something on social media, you want to make sure you've got your two-factor security set up. It's really easy. It's in the settings, or if not, just Google how to set up two-factor authentication. But there is so much to be said for running a business on social media because it gives you that freedom. So don't feel stuck. If you've got 10 years or 20 years of working a specific career path and it's still not fulfilling what you need in life, it's maybe your life goals have changed. Maybe you didn't have kids then and maybe you have now and you want to be at home with them and you're not able to do that. See that you'll still have learned. You've contributed so much up until this point, but be flexible. Try something different. The only way you can fail is by quitting, because in this sort of industry, everything is laid out for you. You don't need to be an expert in anything at all, except for have a good work ethic and be willing to do daily personal and business development, which is like listening to a podcast or reading a bit of a personal development book or just something that inspires you. Because there will be days like there are with normal career paths where things don't go quite as you want them to. And that's when your personal development will really kick in. It's like being in a relationship and when everything's pretty and la-di-da and the butterflies are flying around and everything's sparkly, it's easy. But when things go south and there's a bit of a glitch in the system, or you've had a row, or there's some suspicion going on, or things aren't good, that's when you have to dig deep. That's when whatever aspect of your life, that's why personal and professional development is so important, because that helps you cope with those situations. It helps you see a way forward. It helps you become solution focused. There's always a way. There is always a way. Sometimes you just have to look a little bit harder for it. So with that, I'm sharing this because if you're feeling stuck, I just want you to know there are solutions out there. What I do might not be what you want to do. If it is what you want to do, DM me. I'm happy to share it with you. But just get out there, start having a look. And do you know what? Even if what I do doesn't appeal to you, but you're not entirely sure how to start to look, again, DM me. I will give you some tips various things that I would be looking for if I wanted to change in career. I'll just, it's a quick message, and then you can start to have a look, and might just show you another alternative to where you could take your life. So anyway, hope that helped. Have a great day, and I'll catch you soon.